Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. One more time. I'm using my cell phone here to stream. I don't know if it's gonna work or what, but we're gonna give it one more go. Um, I'm trying to see the chat. I know there's no one here right now, but what's been happening is my stream has crashed 3 times. Twitch just doesn't want to work with me. YouTube apparently doesn't want to work with me. I've lost my sketch that I was working on, an image for that, so I'm gonna try to get that back real quick on Pinterest. Every bit of technology I have is now dying, and we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna friggin' go with it. Yeah, I don't, let's see. Let's try to get to my channel. I'm trying to bring up the chat. I don't know if you guys can see this okay or not, but I'm using the half of my tripod that still works. And, oh, there we go. We're live. It's a better quality video than my webcam, of course, but it doesn't, I don't need this in frame anymore. I just need it for the light. There we go. So we're gonna see if we can't, we're gonna see if we can't do this. I'm still streaming in a very low quality. I don't know why. All right, let's get in some sketching. I'm tired of this mucking around, and I'm just gonna bring up my references of skulls here because that's what I'm working on. Let's see. Oh, right there. I only have 24% left on my tablet here, so we're gonna see how far we can get, and if it dies, it dies. But we're back. I'm back. So let's get into it. This is, I don't know if anyone saw this when I was trying to show it in the stream, but there's not even a leg. When I'm using my cell phone, and there's not even a leg here now, but when I was using OBS to try to stream, it was impossible. So I don't know if maybe I should just stream from my cell phone from now on, or try to break up my tablet to stream. I don't know, but this is what's left of my top of my selfie stick, so I'm gonna have to go to the dollar store and see if I can't find another one. But that's what's happening with that. Anyway, back to the sketching here. As I was saying, I deleted the other videos because they were horrible. So what I was trying to say is, you guys can't even see this. I'm afraid to move the camera too much because I'm afraid it's just gonna just fall right apart. That's not too bad there. Let's see if I can't move this over without it falling. All right. What I was trying to say is that my sketches don't usually look like a whole lot of anything until I kind of get right into it. Kind of like a messy sketch. Sketches are supposed to be messy anyway. They're not supposed to be like picture perfect, right? And sometimes I don't even like my sketch and I'll just move on. Hey Ashley, glad you're back. I'm streaming from my cell phone, which is almost dead. I don't know how long this is going to last for, but we're going to give it a go anyway. We're going to give it a go. So this, the show that you had just mentioned, I got to start this over. I don't like it. I'm just going to end up 4 times the term, I guess. I hope so. I really do hope so. Because this is just, it's frustrating. I should have a warning at the beginning of my videos here as well. They're not meant for kids. I can't help it if I curse because I have the mouth of a sailor. And you're just forewarned that you may hear anything on this channel. I can't. I'm not going to censor myself. I do that too much in my videos, but I'll try not to curse. But if it comes out, yeah, it is what it is. So, now that you're back, what is this, this other paranormal show that you were talking about, because I'm a little bit intrigued at the moment because I've never heard of it. Destination Truth? What is that all about? I'm really, really curious now to go and check that out. I get really nervous when I'm sketching. I'm feeling a little bit pressured right now, and it seems like the only time that I can actually sketch is when I'm off on my own. I know that sounds a bit odd, but it is what it is. If you hear any creaking in the background, that's my chair. It really needs to be oiled. I need a new chair actually, but the chair that I want is like $200-300, and I can't afford that right now. I don't know how anybody can afford a friggin' chair for like $400. Look, I'm giving this skull eyebrows, but I'm not. Oh my goodness. My first live stream in a while, and I can't even draw anything. Maybe we'll just sit here and chat about movies and stuff. Well, last night, me and Jeremy, if you're watching this at a later date, you don't know who Jeremy is, he's my husband, but we were sitting on the couch last night listening to old early 2000s music, and it just like brought back like a whole bunch of like nostalgia and whatnot. Destination Truth. I'm not sure if it's just paranormal show or if it's even on anymore. But say, so example, they go to like Nepal and try to prove if the Yeti is real. That's pretty cool. We were watching a show with, I think it's, oh my goodness, I forget his name. We were watching a really show where this, his last name is Lowe. I forget his first name, but he went on a whole bunch of like these like little expeditions with his two sons, and they were trying to prove like different. They did a Bigfoot one. They did a UFO show. I forget what it was called. They only had one season, but it was really good. It was very interesting, and I actually liked it. And we were kind of disappointed that they didn't bring back another season. I just remember watching an episode when they were trying to find ghosts in Pompeii. That would be very, very interesting, Pompeii. We watched the movie on Netflix, and really intrigued with like volcanoes and stuff. I haven't even mentioned this anywhere else, but I'm like a sucker for a good disaster movie. And I was just gonna say Pompeii, kind of completely different like location and whatnot, but like one of my favorite disaster movies is Don't Laugh at Me. It's Dante's Peak, and I've watched that movie like 50 million times. But I'm really interested in volcanoes and like natural disaster and tornadoes and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. The movie Pompeii on Netflix is pretty good, though. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. The worst thing about streaming on YouTube is that I can't have any music in the background or anything like that, because YouTube is a knob and they don't like people doing that stuff. Twitch would allow me to play a little bit of music in the background, but I don't know, maybe I'll work on Twitch. Maybe Jeremy will be able to help me figure it out. But it was just like I have my donation set up, and I have my, subscriber thing when someone subscribes to the channel. I have all that set up and what have you. But it just won't let me stream. I don't know why. Another thing that I'm interested in case people haven't noticed, is crystals. And I actually have a collection of crystals of my own. I actually won a little giveaway on on Instagram with oh my goodness, Samantha Menzo. She gave away, she did a little giveaway on her channel. I'd say it's at least 2 years ago now. And yeah, I ended up winning the a sage stick and some tourmaline, and there was some a white crystal. This one right here. This one, not that one. I don't know if anyone's interested in this stuff, but like this is my like humongous collection of crystals. So like I have rose quartz and I think it's called citrine, but these were the two that I won with this one here in the little giveaway that I won on Instagram. So that was pretty cool. But this one here is my favorite. Is a little rose quartz, but I kind of like drawing things. I hope that's not too loud on the ears. Oh my goodness. I kind of like, that's the chair. My chair makes a lot of noises. It's not me. I kind of like drawing the what do you call it, the crystals, and I want to do a whole sticker set around skulls and then mushrooms like coming out of the eyes, and maybe what I really would like to do is like do like a whole what do you call it, like a skeletal figure, like the rib cage, and then have like crystals and mushrooms and everything coming out of that. I seen it in theaters and took my history obsessed friend. It was kind of a bad idea, but the movie was still pretty good. I know the movie is a little bit off. You kind of have to just sit back and watch the movie and try not to compare it to, you know, actual facts. I think it's the same thing with like watching movies like Titanic. Like you don't really know if like the love story existed, but it's a good movie. Like sometimes when movies are made, you just gotta sit back and not worry about, you know, what's in the movie, if it matches up with history or whatever. You just gotta sit and watch it and enjoy it. This skull looks so deformed. I swear you know my aesthetic. Does that mean you're into collecting crystals and everything as well? I've been collecting for a while now. I was working in a museum, well, I guess it is a museum in Manitoba when I was living there. And they had a whole bunch of rocks and everything there. My husband actually used to work in the nickel mine in Thompson. That's where we were living. If you haven't been over following if you haven't been over following me, I'm just gonna close this. On the other channel, on the vlog channel, you probably wouldn't know, but we were living in northern Manitoba for 8-9 years, and he was working for 3 years in the nickel mine there, and I was working in the museum, and they had a whole bunch of different crystals and everything that you could buy. And also the Johnson Geo Center in St. John's here on the island is really good. They have or they did, I haven't been there in a few years, so they have a big collection of like little crystals that you can buy there and everything, so it's really neat. I don't collect them other than one pair of rose quartz earrings, but I like how they look, and I'm a sucker for skulls and mushrooms. I did some mushroom sketches a while back, and I was wondering if I should turn them into stickers or not, and I wasn't sure if anyone would actually like them. But those are the mushrooms that I drew before. I don't get a whole lot of zooming in and zooming out with streaming on my phone. That's a bad thing. I'll try to see if I can set up my DSLR. Oops, you're falling. There it goes. Try to set up my DSLR camera and see if I can't stream a little bit more efficiently on that one. I used to stream a little bit more when I was living away, but since I've been back here in Newfoundland, I don't stream as much as I used to. I feel like I'm copying this skull over here a little bit too much, but I mean, I only got one screen. Kind of would be a little bit neat if we had some of like these little mushrooms just hanging off the side of its head here. I did these mushrooms on another piece on that the what do you call it? I don't even know what the creature one that I did with the big pink mushrooms. That one was kind of neat. I really enjoyed doing that painting. I have 2 people watching right now. Ashley, you're one of those people, and myself, because I have I gotta watch myself so I can see what's happening. But I didn't announce that I was gonna stream today, and I never do, and I should, but I don't. Um, I'm horrible. I'm very horrible when it comes to streaming. I just assume people are gonna show up, and I can't really do that. I'm sneak watching while at work. Sorry for lurking. Hi, Amanda. It's okay. Sneak away. Sneak away. Maybe one of these days you'll be able to come in and actually be able to watch the stream a little better. I used to sneak stream while I was working at the museum as well, but it's all good. It's all good. I just checked on YouTube, seeing the stream, and got excited. That's pretty cool. I wasn't even actually sure if anyone was going to show up, so it was kind of like, oh, do I do it? Do I not do it? I actually, right from 12:30 until 2:30, I was messing with Twitch, and I got frustrated because it wouldn't work, and I didn't think I was actually going to stream, but I did anyway. But the thumbnail and everything is not going to be great for this video, but what I'll do is going forward, we'll figure something out. I have a picture up over here on my tablet with skulls with like smoke coming out of their eyes, and well, the eye sockets, I guess. It looks kind of neat, so maybe I'll try doing something like that. But I really like this one right here, but it reminds me a lot of the oh my goodness, the Patreon sticker for last month, and I really don't want to just do another copy of that because it's supposed to be like a one-off thing. But we're gonna, I don't know, I really like this one over here. I really should be outside today because it's nice and sunny out, and I've spent the entire day in here. And on the weekend, I just got a message from my husband. He's like, oh, guess what? It's Friday the 13th. Like, I really needed to. That's why nothing is working. That clearly makes a whole lot of sense. It's Friday the 13th, and everything is just mucking up on me. Now that answers everything. I didn't even realize. There's no school here today, so the kid's home. She's in the living room watching something on Netflix. But yeah, there was a full moon this week. There was something else too. There was some kind of a, if you're into like metaphysical stuff, there was some kind of retrograde on the go where I don't know. I only read it. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, I'm going to move on to another skull. Maybe I should do some like a bull skull or something like that. What I really would like to do is like a cat skull or a dog. I'm afraid to look up images of that though, because I'm afraid to see things I don't want to see. I get really bad anxiety with gory things, and I absolutely love horror movies. I said horror, just to make that clear. Probably the Mercury retrograde. It's always in retrograde. Hey, somebody knows what I'm trying to talk about. That's great. I read it, but I have no idea how to like describe it to somebody else. And my husband is always asking, well, what's going on now in the metaphysical world? And he doesn't say it like that, but I'm like, well, this and this is happening, but I don't know how to explain it. You could look up a drawing of a cat skull and use that as reference. I definitely could. I could do that for sure. There was a weird noise coming from out there. I don't know what it was. My thing with looking up drawings of other people's things is that I'm afraid that I don't want people to think that I'm copying their work. That's what I'm getting out. The snail thing would be really cute, though. It could. It could. It takes me forever, just to let you know, to actually draw things. That's why it takes me a month of Sundays to be able to put out a painting. Um, if guys, if I say anything on the stream that you can't understand what I'm saying, just let me know. Because if you don't already know, I'm from Newfoundland. We have our own language here. Um, and a lot of people can't understand what I say sometimes. So if you're like, what? Don't be afraid to say, hey, like, give me an explanation of what the hell's going on there. But yeah, that's that. I can't draw 3/4. I don't draw the way people should draw. Just wanted to say hey to the third person that's here lurking on the stream. Don't know who you are, but thanks for stopping by. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stream for. Like I said, everything I have here is dying. I don't even know how long it's going to last for. Well, that's different. Sorry, I'm just going through some pictures here. I'm still learning how to do anatomy. Pale Moony Art. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by to the stream. It's okay. My mom grew up in Newfoundland. I think I understand some lingo. It can get pretty intense. I'm toning myself down quite a bit here. But it can definitely get pretty intense. Let's see. I'm just trying to look for a little picture here. Like I said, I keep worrying that people are going to think that I'm taking somebody else's artwork, and but I gotta stop doing that. Let's go animal skulls and see what I get. Sorry you guys can't see my tablet off here on the side. It looks like I'm actually doing nothing, but I am. This is a big horn skull. Let's see if I can't recreate that. In Procreate, at least you have the symmetry tool, so when you start drawing on one side of your paper, you can get it right on the other side right away. But some people, I guess, would consider that cheating. I'm probably not going to have enough room. I drew this in the wrong part of the paper. I'll go over here just a little bit. Hope you guys are still able to see. I actually wanted to do a stream today because my mind is kind of all over the place with this whole virus thing and how people are handling it, and it's stressing me out a little bit. I don't want to talk about it too much on the stream here, but it's friggin' stressing me out. Not the fact that I'm worried about getting it, I'm just how people are reacting to the situation. It just, it seems just a little bit frustrating. We went shopping yesterday at a local Walmart, and it was like a madhouse. I honestly, I don't know what to be talking about on live streams. So if you guys have any questions for me, that's not too personal, you know what I mean? Be willing to answer some questions. Like I said, I'm just putting in a whole bunch of lines right now, but I'll go back in and kind of, even them up eventually. I'm just trying to make it look a little bit like what it should first, and then I'll go in and refine the lines. That's my problem with sketching a lot, is that I try to make it look like a finished piece, and I shouldn't do that. Whoops, see, I'm missing a part right here. A normal person that would sketch would do, like the circle and the different shapes, but I find sketching like that is a little bit hard for me. So I can't, I can see the shapes, but it's easier for me to sketch this out. Pale Mooney Art says, I'm new to your channel. What's your favorite art supply? My favorite art supply is actually Copics that I don't use very much, which I need to get back into using them. I have the complete collection of Chow markers, and I do have some sketch as well. I would show you, but I'm afraid to move. I'm afraid to move the tripod because it's hanging there right now. It's hanging there. But over off to the side here, to my right is my Copic case that I made. If you go back to one of my older videos, you can actually see like a little room tour of what I made. It's probably not that far back because I just moved into my grandparents' house just a few months ago, well, October, and I kind of showed everything then. I'm not going to have enough room for the horns, but it is what it is. Other than Copics, though, I really like using watercolor, and I just recently started learning how to do digital art. I'm saying recently, but I've had my iPad for maybe October of 2018. But again, I'm one of those people that I'm afraid to do something because I'm afraid of kind of failing. I don't know. I'm just gonna draw this like this and then go back in after and do the lines. I find digital art is very hard. It takes me twice as long to get things done with digital art, and it takes me forever just to sketch, as you can see here. So I'm assuming you can imagine how hard it would be for me to do digital work. Do you guys have a particular supply that you would prefer over another? It's too long. I'm really out of my comfort zone drawing this stuff. Just wanted to let you know, like, I'm not, this is not something that I typically draw, so it probably looks like crap. If anyone's here looking for tutorial videos, you're not getting that from me. I tried doing a how to draw a seashell video a while back. I think that went over pretty well. But I'm not the person to see if you're looking for like tutorials or anything like that. I'll leave that to the other people. Like Copics, like I really enjoy using Copics. I'm not the greatest with them either, but I feel like I'm decent. Do I have? Maybe I can show you guys. See, I'm getting sidetracked here. I'll show you guys some of the pieces that I did with Copic markers. So this is my render sketchbook. I'm just gonna move the mouse here. So these are some Copic illustrations I did a while back. My style has changed. This is from 2017. I used to use Copics, but I switched to Ohuhu alcohol markers, but currently obsessed with Tombow dual brush markers for water-based. They are great. I actually do have a lot of water-based markers. Excuse me. I have the aqua marker, the Letraset ones, and I don't like how when you're coloring with them, they kind of pill up the paper, and you get all that like fuzzy. The paper kind of just goes to mulch at the end of your marker, and I really don't like that. But I have like loads of those, and then I also have the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I got a load of those as well. These I find very hard to use. I bought them back in 2014. They're all still like pretty, I'm gonna say the word juicy. I know someone's gonna say, hey, you shouldn't be using those words, but suck it up. They still have a lot of ink left in them, and these are India ink as well. So I have those, and then I have I have some Posca pens, but my main thing is my markers, my Copic markers. I haven't tried Ohuhu. I have tried the Twin Touch, I believe that they're called, and there was another one like a tri marker where there was like 3 different nibs in one marker. I don't have them on me though. They're still in the other house. But I really would like to try Ohuhu markers. I did reach out to them to see if they wanted to like do a collaboration, but I don't think my channel is big enough for them to want to do something like that. Although I am working with a couple different companies with resin, but because of the whole coronavirus thing, I don't know where exactly it's going to go. But just showing you guys here some of the pictures that I've done with some Copic markers. I've never done like a walkthrough or like a show of this book. But I really like this one. I did this one for the Art Addicts Alliance back in 2019. I really like how the shell of the snail came out. It's supposed to be like a sketching stream, and I'm here showing you guys my render sketchbook. And I apologize that I'm moving. Oh my goodness. My camera is like collapsing here. Sorry guys. I don't mean to keep moving it. I'm trying to fix it. Bear with me. Amanda C says, I bought the cheapest set of Ohuhu markers on Amazon and not really a fan, but again, it could be because I bought the cheapest set on Amazon. I've heard, oh, let's hope you're going to stay. Okay, I think I got it. I heard that Ohuhu markers, the tips of them aren't as great as Copics, but again, like you're paying for, I guess you get what you pay for. So, I guess that's the only thing about that. Copics, what I don't like, if you're interested in getting Copics, is that they just changed their markers. So the refill kits like this, they kind of like put them in half. They're like the same as just like a regular, I guess one of the sketch markers. So you get them, and they went from this to having a marker refill like this, and I'm pretty sure they're keeping it the same price. It's one thing that I'm disliking about Copic right now is the fact that they changed the refill system. It's a good thing I don't have a whole lot of them, but I mean, it's still a lot of money. But I'm way too broke for Copics, plus my Michaels never has them in stock. I was at a Michaels in, where was it? I got some pictures here that I didn't even finish. In Thunder Bay, Ontario, and they had nothing there for Copics. Absolutely nothing. That's pretty much all is in that book. But that's some of the Copic work that I've done. Excuse me. My throat's getting dry from talking so much. I really would like to try out Ohuhu, and I've also reached out to Carpoo. I think that's how you say it. They would have done a collaboration with me on the channel, but they can't ship their items outside of the United States apparently. So even if I wanted to buy them, I don't think they would have been able to be shipped here. So that kind of sucks, but I am interested in testing out the Ohuhu markers. It's just that because I do have the Copics, I have the Copics, it's kind of hard for me to want to spend money in a different art supply when I know I like what I have, if that makes sense. Pale Mooney Art says, favorite art supply is charcoal pencils and graphite, but I just started drawing again after about a year's break because of chronic pain, but I've started using alcohol markers on a project. I'm actually not a fan of charcoal because, don't laugh at me, it makes a mess. I really enjoy like looking at charcoal pieces, and my husband actually really enjoys using charcoal, but it's not something that I enjoy because of the mess that it makes. I know that makes me sound really awful, but I don't even, usually I'm sketching with this Pilot Color Eno pencil in blue because I don't like getting graphite everywhere, and the fact that my hands, I don't know, don't laugh at me, please. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. It's just it seems really like an unnecessary mess. I don't know. My husband would be, he might even be watching me doing this. He's supposed to be at work, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just chimed in. He likes making fun of me. This is not looking the way I want it to look. It's not going that way at all. Have any of you guys tried out any of the Arteza products? More specifically, the watercolor brush pens, I guess is what they're called. Pixie, what are you doing? Why are you making so much? I have a dog underneath my desk here, and she is... If you hear her, I apologize. What are you doing? You want everybody to hear you? Do you want everybody to hear you? I talk to her like she's a child. I'm sorry. She's a little tiny Min Pin cross with Rat Terrier, so she's a little tiny dog. And she likes being underneath my feet all the time, so I have her her bed underneath my desk. So if you hear like grunting and groaning in the background, it's actually her playing around underneath the table. She's being a pest. She's being a pest, aren't you, Pixie? Well, yes, you are. Are you being a pest? Alright, let's see if we can't get this other side of this thing here worked out. What I was trying to say earlier is that I'm still trying to learn how to do anatomy. I don't know if you guys, like, for me, drawing hands is like the worst thing in the world. I hate it. I don't know how you guys feel about anatomy, or maybe you're whizzes at anatomy. I don't know. But anatomy bothers me quite a bit because I'm not good at it, and I didn't start out learning anatomy. People say that, you know, you shouldn't be drawing characters if you don't know how to do like the basic anatomy, but I don't go for realism, so I don't know. Some people still might give me a bit of hands and feet are my enemy. Oh my goodness. The hands that I had drawn for the for anyone that joined Patreon, those were fun to draw, but I didn't think they were going to turn out as, I'm going to say, as good as they did, because I'm giving myself a lot of credit for those. Amanda C says, I'm not an artist, I doodle and color. That's about it. Hey, doodling and coloring still makes you an artist. I don't care. If you can put a pencil or a pen or a crayon, I don't care what it is, to a piece of paper, you're an artist. I don't care what other people think. Your art is amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yes, charcoal's very messy. I always have to have a pack of baby wipes next to me. I'm always covered in it. I would love to try the Arteza products, but they don't ship. You can actually buy them on Amazon. Oh, to where you live. Okay, that makes sense. Well, since you're new to the channel, I'm actually in Newfoundland, which is in Canada. And so I kind of, a lot of things that I would like to try doesn't ship here either. Specifically, we don't use like street addresses here for delivery. So the like Purelator and I guess FedEx finds it very hard to find locations. I just think they're a little bit slack, but I mean, you didn't hear that from me. But they won't deliver some stuff here either, and that really sucks. I always hated using charcoal in school. I hate the feeling in my hands. Another thing that I really didn't like, and I still don't like to this day, is pastels. I can't use them. I don't know how to use them, and they get all over your skin. When you're using pastels, especially the soft ones, it's like if it moves off of your paper at all, you'll find it for a week. It's on the wall, it's on the floor, it's on your hands, your clothes. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with charcoal. I do like using colored charcoal, though. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but Derwent has a colored charcoal set, and that's the ones that my husband tends to use when he's just messing around with art stuff, which he doesn't do as often as he used to. He used to use a lot of stuff like that. But he really should get back into it because he's better at it than what he thinks. Pastels, yeah. I've always wanted to try like pencil pastels, but I've never really bought them for the fear that I wouldn't like them. The only new pencil that I actually purchased are these, and these are the Faber-Castell Gold Faber pencils. I thought I did a bad thing. I thought they were the polychromos, and I'm thinking, oh, they were on for like a steal of a deal, like buy one get one free. And then I bought them, not thinking about it. And when I got home, I'm like, well, there's no gold label on these, and they were kind of cheap. And then I looked them up, and then I realized that they weren't the polychromos. So I kind of wasted 60, 70 bucks on those. The Derwent ones are the exact pencils I use. Can't do a drawing without them. They're really, the colors are not, I like using like really saturated, I guess might be the word, saturated colors. And I find that, I guess charcoal is not bright enough for me, other than the fact that it's really messy. I think that's another part of my problem. This side over here is not the way it should look, and it's probably because of how I'm making the eyes. I've been working on a new Alice digital piece on my tablet for almost 2 weeks now, and I still don't have that finished because I'm so slow. Very slow. Well, I've made it 41 minutes into the stream, and it hasn't crashed because I'm using my phone. So, yay for the iPhone. I kind of wish that I was able to do like the overlay and everything on here as well, because I really wanted to show off the Patreon stuff. And, you know, if I got any new subscribers, I wanted to, you know, let them show off their name and everything in the stream and all that fun stuff. But the damn thing kept crashing. We will try it again. We will try it again. Not today, because I think I've lost all of my sanity when it comes to Twitch and trying to live stream on YouTube. I can't do it. Knock on wood. Yep, I should do that. Problem with knocking on wood here, makes the dogs bark. I'm surprised that I have a husky that really likes getting all up in my business. I'm surprised that she's been as quiet as what she is. I'm kind of losing myself with this piece here. The picture that I'm drawing off, it does look like this. Just kind of, it looks, you know when you draw something and you're looking at it and you're seeing exactly what's on what you're trying to draw, but it just doesn't look right? Does that make, like when I'm drawing hands and I get like a certain position, it's like, this is exactly what I'm seeing, but it looks so awful on the piece of paper, and I don't know how to fix that. These portions of the antlers look like worms, and I don't like it. I don't have a phobia to worms or anything, it's just, I don't know, it's just awkward. And again, as usual, I'm just trying to refine this way too much. Okay, this comes down here like that. That joins into this. I just want to get right to, you know, drawing crystals and mushrooms on things. Like, I don't want to do the initial sketch. Oh, that's horrible. And see, these have... So with being Friday, do any guys have any good plans for the weekend? I know, Ashley, you had mentioned over on Instagram that you're going to go see an Egypt display this weekend. Are you still going, or are those plans, did the town of Halifax like cancel everything? City of Halifax, I should say. It's a big place. I've driven through there a few times, and I wouldn't want to drive myself. I'm not a good driver when it comes to like really hectic places. So Halifax is very nice though, downtown by the waterfront. It's really, really nice place to go see. Sewing and craft day with my sister on Sunday. Sounds good. I always try. I don't have any arty friends here where I live, and it's horrible. But I would love to have someone to sit down and draw with, and maybe that's a whole reason of doing the live streams is so we can chat with some people that have the same kind of things in mind. I was supposed to go, gotten ditched. Oh no. So chilling with the second fam. Oh, that's horrible. That would have been so interesting to go and see. I told Jeremy about it, and he's like, I want to go. I'm like, well, I don't think you're going to be getting a flight to Halifax this weekend, so that's not happening. It's not happening. It's not that expensive even to fly to Halifax from here. I think it's like $200, but I don't know if that's return. But it wouldn't be a big deal, when we get situated to be able to. I did this wrong. To be able to get a flight into Halifax for the weekend, rent a vehicle, and just drive around and see what's on the go. I like road trips. I really do. I don't know how to sew. You might find that funny, but I never did learn how to sew. I can sew on a button, but I can't guarantee how long it's going to last for. That's horrible, I know. My grandmother, when she was alive, did all of my sewing for me if I needed something done. So, I think the exhibit is in Halifax until June 22nd. I might still get to go, maybe. You really should. I mean, something like that doesn't come around too often. When we were living in Manitoba, we got down to Winnipeg, and they had a big dinosaur exhibit down in the Winnipeg Zoo, and we went to see that, and it was really cool. It was kind of more for kids, like they had the big animatronic dinosaurs and everything there, but it was pretty interesting for what it was. So it was neat. We like going to stuff like that. We were actually talking the other day. We were watching A Night in the Museum um, on Amazon Prime, and my husband's like, I'd like to be able to go to the Smithsonian and see everything. I'm like, yeah, me too. Like we're really interested in history stuff. Like we're not history buffs or anything, but we find like museums and everything really neat and fun to go check out. Okay, that's all I'm doing with this. I'm gonna try to draw in some like mushrooms and stuff like that. It's not really refined, but I mean, if I were gonna turn this into like a sticker, which I think I might, I'd do it a little bit better. Lots of people don't know how to sew. I can't draw a ram skull, so we all have our things. I apparently can't draw a ram skull very good either. Like I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm. It may look like I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. I haven't a clue. I know how to cross stitch, and growing up, this is gonna sound. I'm old, you guys. I'm old. I was born in the mid '80s, so I'm not a youngin anymore. But when I was growing up, my mother used to be really into like plastic canvas and needlepoint and stuff like that. So I know how to do things like that, but I don't know how to do the other stuff. Like I don't know how to sew a dress or mend a pair of socks. The wrong person's gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, "What? You can't sew a pair of socks?" I'm like, "No, didn't care to learn. Like, if I need a new pair of socks, I'll go buy them." Mending socks in Newfoundland's a big thing because we do a lot of like traditional knitting here for like socks and stuff like that. So growing up, it was a big deal to know how to mend a pair of socks. But I think that tradition is kind of like going out the window. Oh my gosh, I'm older than you. You're a baby in comparison. I gotta go soon. If the stream is still alive, I'll be back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed the stream while you were here, and Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, then you'll get notifications when I go live again. I'm going to try to do this at least once or twice a week while I can, while I'm not working. That could change soon though. And I'll figure the stream out so it's a little bit better. But I really do appreciate everybody that's stopping by. I keep being afraid of talking about my age on here because I know a lot of the YouTubers are young, and I kind of feel like I've missed the, what am I trying to say here? I'm old and I shouldn't be doing YouTube. That's how I feel sometimes, and like I don't know, I don't fit in, if that makes sense. That's how I feel sometimes. I know that's a dumb thing because I know there are people that are older than me that are, you know, doing YouTube, and but I find that a lot of the older people that I see on YouTube are doing like planners and scrapbooking and jewelry making and things like that, and I don't do things like that. Well, I'm trying to learn how to do resin work. That is kind of like a hit and miss kind of thing. So I have some videos of that on the channel as well, but I don't think people like them as much as the, you know, the top down view of like me sketching or whatnot. But it's not all the time that I took down my camera, so I can't do the top down stuff anymore. And to be honest, it's I feel like a lot of people are doing that, and sometimes you just need a change. I think like I would do something like this. I don't know. This is just like quick little doodles. And then this one would be like a good prime example to do some little side mushrooms over here. I like those really creepy mushrooms that have like the ink and everything hanging off of them. Like this one over here. Where is it? Like this one right here. Like I really like those, but I think they grow closer to the ground. I could do some of these over here. Like these are really cool. I have a thing for mushrooms. I don't much like eating mushrooms, to be honest with you, but I like drawing them. There. I really think that might be all right for a sticker. Possibly. Can't believe I've been streaming for 52 minutes already. It actually feels like I've been streaming all bloody afternoon because of all the crashing and everything, but I guess it is what it is. I'm not gonna draw all these lines on here, but if anyone knows what a ram skull is, they kind of have like these little things that are going back and forth. I guess I can show you guys what it is that I'm doing on, what do you call it? Get it out in a minute. This is my Alice piece that I'm working on. And I'm kind of having a little bit of difficulty with her face. And I think I'm trying to make her look a little bit crazy. But it's not going so well. But this is where I got last night, and I got upset with myself. And I stopped. But this is my my digital sketch of my new Alice piece. I'm hoping to be able to turn this into stickers and prints as well. But I like Alice in Wonderland. I like the American Mickey version of Alice in Wonderland a little bit better than the Disney version. But this is what's happening right now on Procreate. But I think my phone is going to die, so I think I actually might have to stop the stream. And my tablet is at 15, my iPad's at 15%, so that's not going to last much longer either. But I think what I'll do is, because I got this skull done, I'm gonna stop the stream here, and hopefully I'll probably come back on Monday if anyone wants to have another stream. We'll come back and maybe work on something else. We won't be doing sketching all the time, but maybe we can do some digital work as well and play around with some watercolors or something like that. I do have some twinkling H2Os. That I want to show you guys. Like a lot of scrapbookers and journalers. Is that even a that's not a word. People who work in journals, they use them quite a bit, and I haven't used them in a long time, and they're really sparkly and they're nice. So maybe we'll try those out in a stream if I can't get them done on a vlog. But there won't be a vlog out today because I didn't vlog enough over the week. I do have a little bit, so I'll catch. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Ashley says it was fun catching the stream. I appreciate it that you were hanging around. I know it could have been a little bit more exciting, but it is what it is for today. And thank you for being patient. I love having someone to talk to, Art. I'll be back for the next stream. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. And I think that's one of the reasons why I want to continue doing the streams is to be able to have somebody to chat with in the afternoons and, chat about art and all kinds of other fun stuff. So I really appreciate that you guys were all here. And I'm going to try to get back again Monday afternoon, but I'll post a little notification on YouTube when I'm getting ready to, like the day before I go live, to let you guys know what time it'll be. And hopefully maybe there will be a few more people in the next stream as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. And again, there won't be a studio vlog this week. I'll add in for the video for Friday for next week. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make a little bit of a mess here. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, have a great weekend.